Marc Thiessen, Fox News contributor and American Enterprise Institute scholar. Austin Goolsbee is a professor at the University of Chicago Booth School of Business and a former advisor to President Obama. And Charles Hurd is opinion editor for the Washington Times. Gentlemen, great to have you with us at the top of the show tonight.
Austin, good to be with you.
Let me start with you. You heard Sean Spicer. He said we're going to build the pipeline and we're going to do it environmentally responsibly. And then you heard the other news that we're going to try to push for more U.S. steel to be part of this negotiation, and that's going to create jobs. So I guess the question is, what took so long and why didn't your administration do this much sooner?
Well, first, I don't take numerical estimates from Sean Spicer very seriously. I think he's established
we're going to get to that in a moment, but go ahead.
The numbers. He quoted tens of thousands of jobs, and I'm simply not going to comment on any number that he gives us. I think that Donald Trump is going to overturn this was expected. I'm not surprised. I think the fact that Donald Trump is doing this one day after announcing that he wants to renegotiate NAFTA, not apparently being clear on the point that NAFTA is what gives the United States the privileged access to the Canadian oil to begin with. So they're definitely not going to start building a pipeline from Canada to the U.S.
You don't think Canada's going to turn around and say, forget it, we're not going to do this. Canada wants to do this. This is in Canada's best interest. Marc, you want to weigh in?
Canada wants to build the pipeline?
Yeah, absolutely. So I know that Austin doesn't want... I know Austin doesn't want to take Sean Spicer's numbers, but maybe he'll take the Obama State Department's numbers. The Obama State Department did a massive environmental study of the Keystone XL pipeline. They concluded that it would add 42,000 jobs and add $3.6 billion to the economy, and blocking the Keystone XL pipeline would have almost no impact on climate change because the oil is going to get to market anyway, and if you don't build the Keystone XL pipeline, you're going to do it by rail and by truck, which will actually increase emissions. Again, this is the Obama State Department. Would increase emissions by 42% because all those diesel-spewing trucks and rail cars are going to deliver the oil anyway. So the Keystone XL pipeline actually reduces emissions, creates jobs, and adds billions of dollars to the economy. This is a 2-minute decision in the first minutes for coffee. It took Obama 8 years to say no. Donald Trump did it in his first couple days in office.
I want to get through a bunch of these because it was a very busy day. So let me push you forward to the infrastructure question. Here's a back and forth with Senator Charles Schumer on the Hill today. Let's watch.
We have heard President Trump's talk of disaster and third world infrastructure, and we call on the president to persuade his Republican colleagues in the House and Senate to drop their opposition to investing in infrastructure and get on board with this plan.
I don't think we ought to borrow almost $1 trillion and plus up a bunch of federal accounts, incur a lot of additional debt, and don't build any projects to speak of. So I can tell you what I'm against is a replication of the Obama stimulus package in 2009.
So tonight, the Kansas City Star, Charlie, is reporting that that the Trump team has compiled a list of 50 infrastructure projects nationwide, totaling about $137.5 billion as they try to push this through. It would be a 50-50 public-private partnership on these projects. And, you know, to Mitch McConnell's point, we've heard about shovel-ready jobs before. So what would be different this time?
Well, this is where it's going to be very difficult for Republicans on Capitol Hill because, of course, they're not going to want to go along with something that has a big price tag on it. But it's also where Donald Trump sees an opportunity to work with Democrats as much as, equally as he will with Republicans. And the thing about that, Martha, is that not only in his mind can he get a lot of things done that he wants to get done by doing it, but it incredibly increases his power. Because if he establishes those relationships with Democrats on the Hill without the help from Republicans, then that just all that means is that he's got all that much more support on certain things, and it gives him a lot of chits and an ability to sort of negotiate on other things. And so while Democrats may be sort of gleeful at the split between Republicans, at the end of the day, that is going to strengthen Donald Trump's hand. One other thing that I think is important to keep in mind, though, is that this is a guy who is used to building. He builds buildings. He has his entire life. He loves real estate. He loves big projects. And I think he views this as like the biggest Trump Tower ever built. And he doesn't waste money. He likes to do these things, and he likes to do them efficiently, and he likes to to get a lot of pop for his money.
Right.
And so I don't think it's going to be, even if I don't like the idea of the spending myself, I don't think it's going to be, flushing money down the toilet on things like Solyndra and big wastes of money like that.
I want to get to one more, and I've got about a minute and a half left, but let's play Sean Spicer today, and we'll let Austin chime in on the numbers here. Let's play that.
Does the president believe that millions voted illegally in this election?
The president does believe that. He has stated that before. I think he stated his concerns of voter fraud and people voting illegally during the campaign, and he continues to maintain that belief.
Is the White House going to formally ask for a probe into this alleged?
I think he won very, very handily with 306 electoral votes, 33 states. He's very comfortable with his win.
All right, I want you all to weigh in on this. He believes it because he believes it. Austin?
Yeah, look, nobody could have said it better than that. He believes it because he believes it. There's evidence, I believe, that 2 people voted illegally, and they were both voting for Donald Trump. There's no evidence that 3 to 5 million people voted illegally. It's really conspiratorial and insane.
Mark?
I think the Trump administration is getting its sea legs. They're stepping on their own story. So why are we wasting time talking about phantom voters who voted illegally when we should be talking about the fact that he's announcing the Keystone XL pipeline, that he's announcing the Dakota pipeline. The other day he went to the CIA, rapprochement with the CIA, talking, trying to build that relationship again. Instead, we're talking about the crowd size. This administration has to get some message discipline going because they're doing good things, but they're stepping on their own stories.
All right, we're going to talk about that some
That's
more
a decent
with
point.
somebody from the White House Communications Department coming up. Thank you, guys. Good to see you.
Sure.